And I'm here from Experiences in Channeling, and I just wanted to come on for just a little bit, just to talk about a few things. And yeah, so nice to meet you, nice to see you again. My name is Jason, and yeah, so the energy's off. I'll start with that. So here, where I live in Japan, and most of the places around the world, it's where you're in the summer. In the northern hemisphere, we're in the summer season, and summer season usually brings about a little bit of a higher vibe usually. And I've been kind of riding this higher vibe. It's been feeling pretty good. But then just today, something was really off, and everything kind of shifted. And usually with these big energetic shifts, where there's nothing really changing in my life, it usually means there's something changing, within the mass consciousness. That means a lot of people are worried about something or thinking about something, um, or something big is coming. Uh, Take your pick. But yeah, but the energy's off, and I just wanted to come on to share that. Hey, Michael, how you doing? Yeah, so I just wanted to share that the energy felt off today, yeah. And then I wanted to share one other thing, and that is, oh, by the way, that's my site in the back, or up there, over there, if you're interested. And yeah, the other thing I wanted to share was about energy. So I talk a lot about energy, about energetic attacks, or whatever you'd like to call them. And so I often have this thing where I'll sense an energy, like I'll sense it on my head, or I'll sense it like on my body somewhere. And I've had it, ever since I was a kid. And I always would try to share it with people and say, "Hey, did you feel that? I don't know, what was that?" And they just look at me like, "You probably shouldn't talk about that in public." And so it was like a lifelong journey to figure out what the heck is this and what the heck is going on. And so once I started on the path, I learned Reiki, and then I started doing the Course in Miracles, and then I started doing channeling, and then I kind of started to understand how it works, and that it is clairsentience. You're just picking up on energy, and that's all. And people pick up on energy, or people have their own superpowers that they're born with naturally, and the other things you can just develop, all the different clairs. Like I naturally am clairsentient, but I worked a lot on my clair visual, and also on my ability to speak, to channeling. I don't know if that's a clair, but just a letting out of the energy. And so by doing a lot of visual work, and doing a lot of drawing, basically, yeah, of drawing what I'm getting. And so that really helped me to get a visual connection. But yeah, but that's not the point. But the point that I'm bringing this up, though, is that, so I often get, while I'm channeling, or I'm on these lives, I'll get this kind of like something, this like feeling, and like, oh, what the hell is that? Where is that coming from? And I just saw, so I was watching this woman. She just started posting, what is it called? Angel Journey Podcast, I think is her, hold on, that's what it's called. Angel's Journey Podcast. It's really interesting. She's really interesting. And so I was just watching it. And then in the middle of her show, she said, "Oh, hold on a second. Something's in here. I got to get this out." And she started saying a prayer, and, asking for help. And I was like, "Oh, that's what I do." Yay. And then I saw the same thing. So with Sabrina Wallace, she has this teaching that she used to do. Well, I don't know if it's public, but she, on her Telegram channel, she had a lot of classes on how to deflect energy when energy is coming at you. And I was watching. It's funny how information comes to you when you're ready for it. I knew it was there, but I never really went deep into it. And a few days ago, I thought, "Oh, I'll check this out again." And I started working on it. It's like, it's bringing up your chakra energy, and then shunting whatever is coming. And hey, Patty. And she was doing this, and I was doing it with the video. And then all of a sudden she's like, "Hold on," and she's like, "I got to get rid of something's coming at me this way." And she was kind of shunting the energy. It's like, oh, that's what I do too. I mean, I don't do this technique, but I do like clapping, or I do something to kind of shake up the energy. And it was just really cool. I mean, techniques and everything, the perspective, philosophies, it's all different, but it's kind of the same thing. It's just these energetics. And, energy is energy, right? Energy is electricity. And so whatever kind of lens you look at it through, the technique for pushing it away is similar. And that's what I wanted to say. I was just really happy to see this. Like, you guys are doing that too. That's the same thing. Like, you'll just feel like a shift in the energy in the room, or things will start clicking. Like my piano, often it's a digital piano, and it'll make these like weird not rapping noises, but knocking noises, and my guitar will start making noises, and then it's just like, all right, whatever's in here, I gotta work with. I gotta get it out of here. And so it was just nice to see that. And it was kind of like a lifelong journey up until this point. Like, what is this? What is this? Does anyone else do that? It's like, yes, they do. And so, and I have found from you guys too, you guys listening as well, a lot of you've been sharing similar stuff too. But it was just really good to see it live. Like, oh, that's how it happens. And and so then to be always aware of your energy, it's really important. So like today, like the energy's off. All right. So, I mean, it doesn't mean like it's not the end of the world, but the energy's off, we turned the light off, the energy's off, but just to be aware of it. Okay. The energy's off. So it's like, a book I used to read Wacky Wednesday. It was I think it was a Dr. Seuss book. And Wacky Wednesday, it was just this boy woke up one day and everything it's a picture book, and he woke up one day and everything was wacky. Everything was upside down, and he was trying to count all of the wacky things that were happening. And so when the energy's off, just remember it's going to be like a Wacky Wednesday. Everything's going to be a little bit off. Be prepared for it. It's not the end of the world, but it's good if your heart is prepared. Like, okay, tread lightly. That's what they tell me. And not that there's danger, but just tread lightly, because things are going to be wacky. Things are going to be a little bit off. And so just, okay, things are off, just as you would do normally. So if you go into like a part of town that feels a little bit off, I used to live in Baltimore, and the main street, like Charles Street, so I don't know if this is like old information, maybe it's changed a lot, but at the time that I lived there, if you're going down Charles Street, it's really relatively safe. But if you go like a block in either way, then, you don't know what's going to happen. And you can feel it. It's like a shift in the energy. It's like, and I used to take a lot of night walks and just to feel that shift in the energy, and just, but you really sense it. And, but when you sense it, you're just like, oh, okay, tread lightly. Remember, you sense that there's something a little bit off here. So don't just stare at the sky when you're walking around or whatever. Just tread carefully, I guess. And so that was the advice that I was given. And so, I wanted to talk about that. I want to share this weird thing that I don't understand what this is all about, but so I heard this a few days ago about, this is France. So in Europe, they're having a heat wave, and in Japan too, but like this is pretty normal, like 37 degrees or 95 degrees is pretty normal. This is like the beginning of summer. I mean, it gets up to like 100 something, and it's super humid. It's not dry heat. So we're kind of used to it, but if you're not used to it, it can really knock you out. But anyway, so France they have a temporary ban on public alcohol consumption and sales during the current heat wave. So because a lot of people, I guess, are I don't know what exactly, they didn't really say, but I don't know if this is actually going to help very much, but I just think these kind of things are interesting, because like in all my time on this planet so far, I've never seen anything like this. This is the prohibition all over again. But and especially in a place like Paris, where it's like you don't drink the water, you drink the wine. At least from what I've heard. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I know when I went to Greece, When I was a kid, that was a similar thing. It's just, you don't drink the water, drink the beer. Even though you're 10, drink beer. uh, so or cola or whatever. But yeah, so that reminded me too. In Japan, the same thing happened. They had that during the Corona time. They actually banned alcohol in. What did they do? Yeah, they banned alcohol sales in bars and restaurants, and because the reason that they gave, what was the reason here? Is it? They said, and I thought this is really funny. This is like the height of like the surrealism. When alcohol is involved, people's voices get a lot bigger, said Makoto Tsubukura, who leads a team at research giant Riken in Kobe University. So he's a big researcher that uses supercomputers to model infection simulation. Loud voices plus lapses in hygiene and a tendency to linger at the bar all contributed to increased risk of aerosol contagion. And I remember this time, it was so strange. Japan, though, during the that time was not really strict. A lot of places around the world, they were strict. They were enforcing this stuff. But in Japan, there were a lot of places that were just saying, no, we're just going to do what we normally do. And there was no problem. People don't really freak out that much in Japan. And so it wasn't a big deal, but it was just really surreal. Like when, everyone's getting really serious about this and the contagion's going to spread because you are drinking alcohol. And so it was just a strange time of the planet. And this Paris thing kind of reminded me of it. When was this? This is June. Yeah, end of June. I don't know if they're still doing it or not, but it's just funny. And strange. I didn't understand where it came from. And so, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. And yeah, nothing else really special. This is the moonshot thing. This is what Japan is planning to do by 2050. And most countries around the world have this, where all of their major universities are researching this sort of stuff. And I just kind of I check on it every once in a while because they change it and they have new researchers. But it's really interesting stuff. It's like this one, overcoming limitations of body, brain, space, and time, which sounds really cool, right? It's like, yeah, we're going to overcome. But what it means is that you're going to have an avatar. Like, it's just a Matrix sort of thing. You're just going to be in a pod somewhere, or your life force is going to be floating around in a jar. But don't worry, you'll be having a great time in the metaverse. And you can get like this super body here. It's so science fiction. It's so strange. And then this one, the ultra early disease prediction. So this is all about whole body network simulator, your digital twin, like using a digital twin to simulate you and using electricity. They do have this technology already though, which is, I went to this place, is Metatron. Metatron is a non-linear, what do they call it? Bioresonance system. And I went to, there's a place in Tokyo, there's a clinic in Tokyo that they have it. And you go in and it's just this thing. Do they have a picture of? Yeah, you put it on your head like this, and then it goes through and it sends energy through your body, and it detects where you have any issues, and it also tells you what your body's resonance is most resonant with. Like I was really resonant with certain types of teas, and things of this nature, and then at the end they can help to fix. They'll do it. It helps about 20, 30, I think it's 20 or 30%. It'll fix most of the issues that you have. So just like going to an acupuncture clinic, it'll, if you go early, when you first start feeling the symptoms, or even if you're just feeling a little bit off, it's the best time to go. And that's the Chinese style of medicine. Before it becomes a big issue, before it becomes an illness, you take care of it. And so this is Metatron. This is built in Russia. This is actually built but for the cosmonauts when they went out into space, because they didn't have any medical stuff there. So they would do this every day to just make sure that they're in tip-top shape. So anyway, this they already have this. This already exists, the ability to do this, and this is like what we can get as, what are they called, citizens of the world. We can buy it. So what the governments of the world have is much, much more powerful than this. And the only problem with these kind of things is that this, just like anything that's powerful, it can be used for good and bad. I mean, it can be used to heal you, but you can just as easily do the opposite. And so that's what's like coming up a lot. But just this trippy pictures. Sorry. Yeah. So, but anyway, so that's that. And then the other interesting one that they're doing, this is kind of like where everyone's still a little like, that's not true. It can't be. It can't exist. They won't do this. But this is making it possible to intervene. Reduce weather control. But anyway, University of Tokyo, Yokohama National University, Kyoto University, Chiba University. No one from my town's working on it. Anyway, but just an interesting world we're living in, and I don't know what to make of it. But one thing that I kind of been coming to terms with is that it's all energy, right? And if we're aware of our energy, if we're aware of our emotions, if we're aware of what's going on, then it's less easy for us to be tricked into something. And yeah, I guess that's the whole point that I'm kind of bringing it up. And yeah, I think I've been watching a lot of like Sabrina Wallace's stuff ever since like she started, and it was difficult for me to watch at times because it's very the information was it's yeah, I mean it's just the information. And the information is just like, oh my God. But yeah, I mean, after a while you start to understand and come to terms with it. It is what it is. We are where we are, and we just have to figure out a way of dealing with it. And so this is interesting. I'm taking this Qigong course, which they're kind of dealing with the same sort of thing of practical ways of dealing with your energy. And I'm really getting interested in these ki balls, making these chi, like with the energy from your hands. Your hands generate a frequency, and that's scientific. They do, and they generate the same frequency. And so, if you have both hands at the same time, it creates what they call a scalar wave, which is two waves going at the same time. So they cancel themselves out. They become a scalar wave. And so this is that's all the hand healing, all the Reiki, all that kind of stuff. It's just, it's natural. We all have it. But with the Qigong, what's interesting is that, you work on building up the energy more and then refining it or making it rougher. And that's really, really interesting for me, like how to work with that in a very practical way. So anyway, I'm just blabbering on about all kinds of different stuff. I don't have the energy, I think, to do a channeling at the moment, so I probably won't. But I guess today was just a blabber about that, and just to share, like, it's great to see other people are, have that, where they're just picking up stuff, and it's like, because it looks weird, in my house sometimes people are like, what's going on? I'm like, something's, but it's just cool to know that it's just something, and it's just energy, and yeah. That's all. And I guess that's what the message for today is, don't worry, it's all energy, your energy. And back to, my training up the past like 8 years is we're all made of love. That, we're down here having all these different experiences, but we're made of love. And that's the true frequency that goes beyond all of these stories, all of these narratives. And I think that's the last thing I want to share. That was a channeling that I had today. Or I did today, because I was sharing about how the energy was off, and how I was, I was like, what's going on? Why is, I don't know what, again, this guy just complains all the time about what's, sorry, but it was off, the energy was off. And so, and I was asking like, what's going on? And they said, well, it's just, there are many different stories going on. There are many different narratives, different movies in that sense, and yeah, just different narratives. And they just to remember though that there's a lot of change that's going on, and that's affecting the mass consciousness. A lot of people are, it's hard to take that energy. It's hard to handle a lot of change. And I know, I mean, it's hard for me. It's hard for everyone, right? And so just, yeah, so just to understand that, so the energy can be off sometimes. What are you going to do? And that the narratives that I'm kind of looking at, I kind of have two different big narratives that I'm kind of like, it's almost like I'm watching the world from two different movie screens. I'm watching two different movies at the same time. I don't know which one is the right one. Oh, three, I think. But I'm just keeping an open mind to all three of them. I don't know. I don't know. And it's okay. You don't have to know. But what my guide said was, they said, yeah, you're watching these three movies, but it's bigger than that. It's not those movies. Remember that the outside world comes from inside of you. So where's your imagination, is what they told me. Where's your imagination? Where are you putting your imagination? Because that's what's going to happen in the world. What are you focusing on? Because that's what you're going to create. So remembering that the world that we see is there. It's the past, but we create it, right? We're creating it. And so just remembering that. So that was the message I got. Take it or leave it. So yeah. Thanks, Mike's. Thanks, Mike's. Thanks for blubbering, you say. Yeah, anytime, that's it's my superpower. So yeah, some people can fly. So yeah, but thanks, Michael and Patty, for joining in, and I hope you guys are all hopeful and yeah, dealing with the energy and making chi balls and cheese balls. Yes. So anyway, I hope you guys are hopeful. Ciao.